The Air New Zealand stock is crashing. Air New Zealand has no sales. The border is still closed. The government owns 51% of Air New Zealand. Did you know that? They're going to pay Air New Zealand $600 million. The government is spending $600 million to own more shares of the company. What is all this noise about? Well, I'm here to tell you that the airline businesses all around the world have had major losses as they struggle to get through the last couple of years. But by the end of 2022, their world is going to be flipped upside down as the airlines head upwards as they reach to go straight through the tunnel and into the light. Or should I say the turbulent storm is hopefully over. And Air New Zealand needs your help. Yes, you, the investor, the existing shareholders, they need your help right here, right now. They want you to help pay off some debt. Is it a good time for you as the investor, or like myself? Well, let's dive right into the cockpit and have some tequila and hang out with all the air hostesses. Woohoo! Then suddenly you wake up and realize that it was all a dream and you're just partying by yourself, broke and unloved. I'm just kidding. I'm here to help you towards your financial freedom, not financial advice. Let's take off on an airplane and Air New Zealand and figure out what this right offer is all about. Welcome, kia ora. Welcome to Air New Zealand flight number 77777. Are you ready for Lord of the Ring? Or maybe there's another Hobbit movie on the way? You can visit where all the magic happens in a couple of places around New Zealand. And now we have an offer that you cannot refuse. You existing shareholders out there, let's analyze Air New Zealand's share offering. Air New Zealand is offering a comprehensive recapitalisation package. On March 30th, 2022, Air New Zealand offer was announced, launching a comprehensive recapitalisation package which included pro-rata renounceable rights offer. Air New Zealand is launching a comprehensive $2.2 billion package to help position the airline for recovery. One of the main aims of this package is to improve and continue their credit rating from Moody Baa2 stable outlook and to support the execution of Air New Zealand's strategic priority. The package includes a $1.2 billion pro-rata renounceable rights offer, eligible shareholders an opportunity to buy additional shares in Air New Zealand at a discounted rate relative to the prevailing share price. Let's see what Air New Zealand's chair Dame Therese Walsh had to say on the subject. While there will still be bumpy skies ahead over the next few months, the moment is right for Air New Zealand to raise equity, recapitalise its balance sheet and repay the loan it received from the Crown during the Rona period. This is an important time to step up in refueling our recovery. The rights offer was launched on the 30th of March. That gives you the opportunity for every share you own to buy 2 more shares at a discounted rate of 53 cents per share instead of around $1.30 when this was announced. What you get in this opportunity here, if you trust Air New Zealand, will easily go back to $3, then buying at 53 cents is an absolute bargain when you will get 6 times your money. So that's a no-brainer for me. But people are getting scared and selling. And why is this the case? Well, let's continue to understand the situation that Air New Zealand has got itself into. Well, Air New Zealand has the government as one of their main shareholder. And with this $1.1 billion, the government will receive 600 million redeemable shares to be issued to the Crown under their agreement. So why is the stock price going down? Because investors do not like the government involved in their companies, which will more than likely try to keep Air New Zealand stable instead of being a real profitable business model. They have just taken out a new loan. They just paid it. They're trying to pay off a loan. Now they're going to get another loan from the government. 400 million. Well, this is another reason why people are pulling out of Air New Zealand. Let's hope they get a much lower interest rate, even though the interest rates are going up. Doesn't make sense to me. Let's have a look at the loss guidance here. For the fiscal year 2022, Air New Zealand announced an interim results that its expectations that by the time the end of 2022 financial year will incur a loss of around $800 million. The company is nearly losing $1 billion a year. The company is only worth a few more billion than that. It's a little bit scary if you're an investor. But one of the positives for Air New Zealand is the benefit from the limited period of sales. After the government's recent announcement accelerating the plan to open up to the world, they expect to be 10% profitable in 3 years' time, which to me seems a long time for a company that's already well established to get back into the green. So that's a little bit concerning for some investors out there. Beyond 2022, they're expected to be more losses, but I expect that will change pretty quickly going into 2023. They should be open up to the world as long as everything is right, and you should see the money come rolling in for Air New Zealand and for your pocket. So if you're an owner in Air New Zealand stocks, what should you do? Should you run away, as you might be getting diluted if you don't want to buy any more shares? The reason some investors are selling is because of the no dividend payment for another 4 years. And to be quite honest, this is why I brought into the company, because I was expecting the dividend to probably come back next year, but we're going to have to wait another 3 years. A long time to come, but it's more time to invest while it's lower, because as soon as the dividend comes, Air New Zealand price will just double just like that. Not financial advice. But for you at home that were expecting a dividend, this might be a cause for concern, especially in the older age. If you were looking to get some dividends, you might have to look at another company to get your dividend payment. But if you've got a long-term investment strategy, then just keep buying in New Zealand if you like the company. Most of the younger generation probably don't understand in New Zealand, but I see there's a huge potential opportunity with this company. If the revenue has dropped in half over the last 2 years, imagine if it goes back up or even goes flying past. This company could be a $5 stock easily going into the future if you're looking at a 5-year horizon. And with them getting more bums on seats, as they open up to Australia and Pacific Islands, and soon to be to all the world, New Zealand will be on the map again. Obviously the loss every quarter is not good for Air New Zealand, but I just think the price they're offering, 53 cents, it's just a bargain on a long-term basis. It would be silly not to 3 times your shares by buying in, and you won't get diluted if you accept the offer, and you will have 3 times as more shares than what you started with. This is not financial advice, but Air New Zealand is not going away anytime soon. There's better opportunities overseas in the US and other countries, but if you'd like to invest in New Zealand, this is probably the best bargain right now for the ones that have existing shares. And even for the ones that don't have existing shares, if it drops to like $1, there's a chance it will. If it drops to $1 or under $1, to me, you're still going to 3 times your money. So it'll be a good time to buy. And also the bonus for you existing shareholders, if you even got more money and more moolah, not everyone's going to take up this offer, and there's going to be a shortfall, a chance to buy some more. And if you can just keep on adding to that train and just lower your cost price, wow, you're onto a winner. This is when the magic of compounding your money will just skyrocket when you can get a discount. Just like Warren Buffett says, if you can buy at a beautiful discount, you will laugh all the way to the bank. Your due diligence before you buy any investment. Well, that's enough from me today. We must go back on our flight as we're just about to land here in New Zealand. Kia ora and welcome to your destination, Aotearoa, the land of the long white cloud, New Zealand, where you will find the amazing kiwi, sheep, the beautiful landscape of the South Island of Queenstown and Fiordland, the Lord of the Rings, and so much more. Your flight is about to end, but unfortunately, we are on the Manifest flight. If you haven't watched that program, check it out on Netflix. It's very good, but unfortunately for you, if you're watching this video right now, you are going into a matrix and you won't be seen for another 4 years. But on the positive side, you will have your first dividend payment from Air New Zealand. So that loss in time will not matter, because you'll be rolling in the money as you decided to take on the offer. Not financial advice, but you could be living the dream once you get off this flight. Just watch out who you're sitting next to, because you may need them later on when they start whispering in your ear or what you need to do to protect yourself. So the way to save you from all this is to sign up and subscribe to the Barry Charles channel, so you receive your first dividend sooner. And high five the like button so we can finally fly to any destination around the world. Just make sure it's not your final destination.